Finally, we welcome this man with open arms. Special made Derpy, a man that makes some of the most tedious and boring tasks a little bit more bearable. Honestly, when the garden first released, I grinded it pretty hard. The novelty soon faded away and I just didn't play it as much. When Garden 1.5 released, I didn't really do much on it either. In that time period, I've been a little bit preoccupied with, well, I guess, doing these crypt goals to spawn those Revenant bosses and trying to get Warden Heart and trying to level up the G-Drag and stuff like that, you know, combat XP2. But at the same time, I did want to progress in the garden, but to be quite honest, I was just a little bit bored of manually farming. So I placed some Melon Minions. 29 tier 11. They've been filling up for the best part of 2 months. I'm going to collect them in just a moment to see where we get to. As of now, here's the situation. We're farming 36, around about 30% of the way to farming 37. And of course that means we don't actually yet have Femento armor, because we can't. We need farming 40, we only have Squash. With a bit of luck today, with it being Derpy and the 50% extra skill XP, we will be able to get to farming 40. I haven't done the maths, so I really hope it's true. We're then going to upgrade our armor from Squash to Femento and see what it's like. I'm also kind of interested to see how many coins we can actually make from our minions too. Bank's currently at 827 mil. I'm aiming for 1 billion for the G-Drag. I've got things that are now stuck in the auction house as I stupidly listed them yesterday. Besides that, I guess it's time to get on with it. I just want to say that obviously you see people on YouTube that have saved the minions for 1 year. Someone even saved all the minions for 2 years to collect them all at once and then, you know, to see what rewards they get in terms of XP and also coins. I've been tempted to collect these minions every day for the past 2 months and I don't know how simply anyone's gone a whole year without caving, but props to them. I mean, it does make for a pretty cool video title, not gonna lie. Anyway, but before we go any further, you should subscribe to the channel, become part of the 23% if you're not already. Also, you should join the Discord server, it's linked in the description of every single video. Now, I'm not really expecting too much, but we're going to use our Golden Dragon just to try and level it. And we're going to go ahead and collect all of them now. Okay, so it looks like our Golden Dragon leveled up twice, which can't complain with. I actually accidentally leveled up my mining too. Our farming got all the way to 39, we're at halfway to 40, so I think I'm going to have to manually farm for the rest of the XP, which shouldn't take too long, hopefully. We also almost got 2 Skyblock levels too, which is pretty good. I am curious to see. Okay, 80 mil. Not bad at all. Honestly, I think we'll just take that. Nice and easy. Yeah, we've definitely got some manual farming to do though, so let's get to it. So we did a decent amount of farming and we finally got to farming 40. We were basically most of the way there anyway. I kind of forgot that visitors gave quite a lot of farming XP if you get the correct ones or if you get lucky, so I also just filled quite a few offers too. However, it's time to splash the cash and I'm going to stick with Rancher's Boots, so I'm going to upgrade the rest of the set to Femento. Now I've got a feeling that this is going to be quite expensive. First of all, we're going to need 6 condensed Femento, a stack and a half of enchanted sugarcane, a stack and a half of enchanted red mushroom blocks, a stack and a half of brown mushroom blocks, 70 mutant netherwort, and also 25 enchanted cactus blocks. Well, they're not blocks, they're just cactus, but that should do it. That set us back around about 51 mil. First of all, the helmet, there we go, and then the chest plate, there we go, and finally the leggings, there we go again. That looks pretty cool. And now if we hold our netherwort hole, we've got our elephant on, and let's check our farming fortune. It's going to take it to 801, which means it's increased by around about 55. And of course that makes sense, given that Femento gives you more farming fortune than Squash. Now in the end, I'm happy to say that the Mel Minions were a pretty good success. They're not even tier 12, they're all just tier 11. They pretty much did the job. They didn't get me all the way there, but they gave me 80 million coins as well. Of course, upgrading the Squash to Femento cost 50 million coins, which means I've still profited from them 30 mil. I don't have any crazy upgrades, just an enchanted lava bucket, a super compactor, and a diamond spreading. Of course, even factoring in the cost of the minions, I've still made profit, so I'm quite happy with it. Also, like I said before, we gained a mining level, and we also gained 2 or 3 carpentry levels from crafting the Femento. Initially, when I was thinking about what I gained, which was about 55 farming fortune, I was fairly disappointed. Of course, I knew that was roughly what I was going to gain, because you can quite easily tell the difference in farming fortune between Squash and Femento. However, thinking about it, I've basically got it for free. And of course, the massive positive of this is it was passive. I didn't actually have to farm, other than the last 50% of 39 to 40, but yeah. However, of course, the great thing about Fermento armor is, well, it's not just its own piece, it's essentially all the 3 previous pieces, or 3 previous sets combined and better. Which means, depending on what crop you're farming, you're still able to get drops like Fermentos, Squash, and Croppies, which of course really is a nice added bonus. But when you actually put it into perspective, upgrading from Squash to Fermento, spending 50 million coins and gaining around about 50 to 55 farming fortune, you know, isn't really a massive upgrade. As you can see, I currently have all of my armor reforged to Bustling, which gives us an extra 8 farming fortune. But what we really want is Overgrown Grass. This is going to give us an extra 25 farming fortune per piece. Now at the moment, just from our reforges alone, obviously all 4 pieces are on Bustling, it's going to give us an extra 32 farming fortune. Overgrown Grass would give us an extra 100 farming fortune, so an extra 68. Now when you think the upgrade from Squash to Fermento cost 50 million coins, and it gave us an extra 55 farming fortune, when you put it into perspective, Overgrown Grass is going to cost you around about 88 million coins, and of course you'll need to buy 4 of these to apply to every piece of armor. It would set you back an additional 366 million coins, and in return, in this case you would gain around about 68 farming fortune. Of course, when you compare that to upgrading from Squash to Fermento, it's actually quite a good deal. Fermento is. Now, I'm not saying that Overgrown Grass isn't worth it, because it most definitely is. As you get more farming fortune and you basically expend your easy options to get more farming fortune, of course it's going to become more expensive to get to those later game stages. And of course, talking of farming fortune, the freest and easiest way to get that would be just simply to get to farming 60, which obviously I'm not. And to be honest, with it being derpy, it would probably be the perfect time to grind it. Although I do have other priorities and commitments, considering I said I would do a 24-hour foraging stream, which is going to be fun. Now, if I'm being honest, I do kind of want to test out this whole new setup. At the end of the day, my farming fortune still isn't great. It's only 800, but it's better than it was, and I feel like I'm definitely getting there with farming. Maybe in a few weeks' time, when I have a little bit more time after derpy, might start doing some farming and see what we can do. And of course, considering the prices of the crops have now increased, maybe we can make some coins too. For me, for farming to be worth it, still got to make a lot of coins, not only XP. Having said that, in terms of XP, it will probably take a long time to get to farming 60 just through minions. I'm probably not patient enough for it either. And of course, the more and more I actually farm, the higher my garden level will be, the crop milestone, and it will be easier and will be more efficient anyway that way. But let me know what you think. What do you think to Fermento armor? What do you think to derpy? What do you think to farming during derpy? Anyway, that just about wraps up today's video. I hope you all have enjoyed. If you have, make sure you do leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.